answered Esau, I have made him lord over you, and have made all his relatives his servants, and I have sustained him with grain and new wine. So what can I possibly do for you, my son? Esau said to his father, do you have only one blessing, my father? Bless me too, my father. Then Esau wept aloud. His father Isaac answered him, your dwelling will be away from the earth's richness, away from the dew of heaven above. You will live by the sword, and you will serve your brother. But when you grow restless, you will throw his yoke from off your neck. Esau held a grudge against Jacob because of the blessing his father had given him. He said to himself, the days of mourning for my father are near. Then I will kill my brother Jacob. Now, if you want to know what happened next, you'll have to read the rest of the story. But not now. Read it some other time. What we've just looked at is just a very small part of a much larger, fascinating story. But what I want us to focus on this morning is the lengths to which Jacob was willing to go to secure his father's blessing. And I want us to notice the impact, the effect that it had on Esau to not receive his father's blessing. You know, although they may sometimes act like they're ignoring you, what you say to your children about them really matters to them. They listen. We listen. And we carry it with us. As the note sheet says, the impact that a parent has on the self-image of their children is incredible. Especially the impact that a father has on his son. John Eldridge, a professional Christian counselor and author, in his book Wild at Heart, is describing a situation where he's taken his young sons, Sam and Blaine, rock climbing. And while they're rock climbing, this situation unfolds. Eldridge writes, things were going well until Sam hit a bit of an overhang, which even though you're roped in, makes you feel exposed and more than a little vulnerable. Sam was unable to get over it, and he began to get more and more scared the longer he hung there. Tears were soon to follow. So, with gentle reassurance, I told him to head back down and that we didn't need to climb this rock today, that I knew of another one that was more fun anyway. No, he said, I want to do this. I understood. There comes a time when we simply have to face the challenges in our lives and stop backing down. So I helped him up over the overhang with a bit of a boost, and on he went with greater speed and confidence. Way to go, Sam. You're looking good. That's it. Now, reach up to your right. Yep. Now, push off that foothold. Nice move. As Sam ascended, I was offering words of advice and exhortation. He came to another He came to another challenging spot, but this time, he sailed right over it. A few more moves and he would be at the top. Way to go, Sam. You're a wild man. He finished the climb, and as he walked back down from the backside, I began to get Blaine clipped in. 10 or 15 minutes passed, and what had just happened was forgotten to me, but not to Sam. While I was coaching his brother up the rock, Sam sort of sidled up to me, and in a quiet voice, he asked, Dad, did you really think I was a wild man up there? Then Eldridge writes this, miss that moment, and you'll miss a boy's heart forever. It's not a question. It's the question. The one every boy and man is longing to ask, do I have what it takes? Am I powerful? Until a man knows he's a man, he will forever be trying to prove he is one, while at the same time he'll shrink from anything that might reveal he is not. Most men live their lives haunted by the question or crippled by the answer they've been given. Wise words. As children, we are greatly affected by the opinions others have about us, especially the opinions of those we respect, especially the opinions of mothers and fathers. Dr. Ed Smith, another Christian psychologist, he spoke this in a video that I saw of him a few years ago, and I put this whole quote up here. I wanted you to see this. Dr. Ed Smith said, let's say you're a little boy and you go over to your dad and say, hey, Dad, you got time to play a little ball today? No, I don't have time. You know I'm busy. Leave me alone. Now, what did that father just say to his son? What was the opinion he just passed over to his son? First of all, the child interpreted it as, my father doesn't have time for me. Therefore, I'm unloved, or I am unimportant. Now, is that true? No. That's just his father's opinion. But if his father tells his son a lie, such as, you're stupid, you're dumb, you can't do anything right, then that child has no choice but to believe him. You see, your children believe everything you tell them about their identities. Now, as they get older, they may begin to question you. But as they're developing, if you say, can't you do anything right? You know what that child assumes? I'm an idiot, and I can't do anything right. You see, if you were to come to my house and go in my backyard, my kids were out in their little play area playing, and I walked out there with them, I guarantee you that within a moment's time, one or all three of them will holler out, Dad, Dad, look over here. Watch us. Watch us. And they'll be swinging or climbing or something. But you know what they're doing? They're asking me to tell them who they are. What they're doing is saying, Daddy, tell me that I'm capable. Tell me that I'm loved. Tell me that I'm important. Tell me that I have value. Confirm upon me who God says that I am. Now, they don't know they're saying that, but that's what they're doing. And then I've put it on the note sheet. Dr. Ed Smith says this, my primary role as a parent is simply to confirm upon my children who God says they are. And to keep doing it day in and day out, passing on to them the truth, so that when they become adults, they know who they are. As you were growing up, what did your family say to you about your identity? How did they describe you? What names did they give you? What names were you given by your dad? By your mom? Perhaps by your stepmom or your stepdad? Or maybe by your brother or your sister? Through their words, through their actions, who did they say you are? Dr. Ed Smith continues with this statement. The problem with believing a lie is that it may as well be the truth because the consequences are the same. If I choose to believe a lie, then it becomes the truth. If I think I'm stupid and I can't do anything right, then I'm going to be a stupid adult